Hello, everyone, anyone. I doubt anyone will see this because, once again, all my stuff or most of it is being blocked out and shadow banned through police technology that I have being used on my phone and on my computer to make sure that what I am saying about very seriously dangerous police and their crimes does not get out to the public. I am Christopher Wood. I am 53 years old, and yes, I am a full physical identity theft, sex slave traffic, human trafficked, torture victim of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police and others. I spoke their crimes in August 2019. I was shot on the corner of Bridge and Center Street by XOPP Chief or Commander before he left Napanee, Ontario. Medical file falsifications for medical treatment refusals, blacklisting, false arrest and charging, kidnapping, sex assaults, lies, time buying, cover ups, arrest refusals, extortion. My mother was stalked, tortured, and killed. 2 of my dogs were tortured and killed as well. Now, as a result, I have been through serious mutilations, serious deforming, 100% full physical identity theft done on me, change, provable. My medical rights, my legal rights, my human rights have been taken from me. When people disappear, families are murdered or missing, regardless of who, it is police involved. Those who are guilty, human traffickers, sex slave traffickers, whether in Napanee or not, are still 100% involved and guilty. If Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Kane 7224, ex-chief or commander that had me shot on the corner of Bridge and Center Street in Napanee, Ontario on August 6th at approximately 3 p.m. 2019. After speaking of their crimes, Staff Sergeant, years 2019-2021, kidnapping, sodomy, sex assault. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas. Oh, am I a tweaker? Am I interesting? I don't do fucking drugs, thank you very much. So there's no tweaking going on with me in any way, shape, or form. And as far as your comment earlier, I'd like to know who that was. It's kind of interesting how you left me a comment earlier stating that you think that my suffering and everything is hilarious. Like, what the fuck? Seriously, not funny. And kind of funny how somebody calls me a tweaker without even fucking seeing any proof of anything, automatically assuming drugs. Interesting. There's no tweaking and there's no drugs involved in any way, shape, or form. If if anybody wants to think that this is some kind of tweaking or some kind of drugs or anything else, well, does this look like drugs? This has been done to my fucking skull because of criminal doctors and very serious criminal cops. Torture I've been through. This certainly is not a fucking tweaker. Or this. Or this. Or this being done to my skull with a fucking dent in my head. See, this is about tweaking. It's Crestwood here. I'm heading in towards OPP. To see about getting Spencer Guns' wife, William Woldridge, arrested and charged today. Stalking, injuring, torturing. Let's see what happens. Going through 100% physical identity change, getting tortured on a daily basis, being shot by the cops, kidnapped, sex assaulted, false arrested, my mother stalked, tortured, and killed. That's tweaking? Interesting. My 2 dogs tortured and killed with proof? Interesting. That's tweaking, according to this user. I have been a victim and going through this for 6 fucking years, and yes, I know each and every person involved, including 2 of them who are family members, my cousin, one Harry Hartwick and one Dale Hartwick. Dale Hartwick even admitted to me that he was involved with this before he realized what he said and done. Kind of funny how I can show 100% proof of everything I have been through, including my full physical changes, 100% serious damage done to me, and that's apparently tweaking. Interesting once again. I think you need to check out my other videos to this person who made that comment. Falsely arrested and charged, file falsifications through doctors, being called delusional, hallucinating retard, being falsely arrested and charged to prevent anything legal on them because of me speaking and telling them and proving to them that I was having this happen to me and I was going through physical provable changes that was being done to me, serious skull splitting done to me, serious brain injury, lung and kidney damage done to me. That's no tweaking. I don't do drugs. I haven't touched any kind of drugs since 2013, and I had a slip up for 2 days in 2018. So as far as any tweaking and drugs go, I don't think so. I lost a niece who died from a drug overdose. I was homeless on the street. I watched a lot of people dying from drug overdoses and how that crap affects people. I smoke marijuana, and that's not fucking tweaking. Back in 2013, now that that's brought up, back in 2013 in Kingston, Ontario on Macdonell Street, I had a wake-up call, and I'm glad it happened. I overdosed on drugs. and I needed it to happen, and I'm glad it did. This certainly is not tweaking. My skull being split into different sections. I just want to do a quick update and say that this shit is really fucking stupid. I had stuff shot into me in August in 2019, and everything started against me. So, and none of these pictures are that old. You think tweaking is having my mother stalked and tortured to the point where her skull was completely lifted up out of her head with proof and then what looked like a donut was inside my mother's skull. And yes, I can 100% prove how it was done to her. I said she was being stalked. I said she was being tortured. And I said how and what the outcome of it would be. And it happened. She was caused cancer through a lot of radiation put through her and EMFs. This is just a picture somewhat of my mother's head. So if anybody wants to think that's a hallucination or some kind of delusion or tweak, I don't fucking think so. Or this. Where I get piss and shit that go through me now from whatever that is in my neck and back of my head. I have something in me that's like a balloon or whatever, and I get such skull restrictions. Now my head will blow up and I get serious skull restrictions. My temples right in here will cave in and turn completely, totally black and blue. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, but no, all of this is 100% crime, and it happened to me because of me speaking of OPP, human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and other crimes. This is me in December 2024, not quite a year old. I've tried going to OPP, which I've just showed to get arrested and charging. I've done a YPRD at the time, which I can prove. I've done LICA several times, private prosecutions. I've tried getting lawyers. I've tried doing everything I could possibly think of and not getting anywhere. And because I am a 53-year-old man, and a lot of people automatically assume that human trafficking or sex slavery trafficking cannot happen to men, to males. that a lot of stuff cannot be forced on them. That's pretty interesting and pretty sad to assume that, and to assume that men cannot be sex assaulted or trafficked, and for people to assume that police cannot be the ones doing it because they so-called made a promise through their badge not to commit these kind of crimes. Interesting. I am getting other family members who were under threats as well. Death threats. My nephew, my older brother. You think that's tweaking? I don't fucking think so. I take this very, very, very serious. Especially when my nephew's being threatened and he has absolutely nothing to do with nothing in any way, shape, or form. And now trying to use that kind of bullshit and my family as leverage for shit against me to prevent me speaking of certain things. I have had way too much done to me, and I have way too much proof of what has been done to me. And for another person to actually, without even really knowing, or just automatically coming on and calling somebody a tweaker, automatically thinking that it's drugs, or thinking that they're suffering and torturing and that they go through daily, is hilarious. Wait till it happens to a family members of yours, possibly. Yes, my life has been taken as a fucking joke. I certainly don't. And I'm 100% serious about this, to the point where my father, who is buried in Deserano, Ontario, if need be, because of everything that's happened to me, I'm more than willing to have OPP or force somebody to exhume him because of fucking crimes. I showed me going to OPP to try to get arrests and to prove that I had been doing it. If anyone wants to think this is a lie or a joke, I was in the middle of doing a live broadcast, and all of a sudden, one of the people involved, one Tyler Lake and another guy, right while I was doing my live video, came on, and they were faking a kidnapping torture. And the one guy was saying that he's an OPP cop. And it was done right on my live video. So, yes, I can 100% prove. I'm having trouble finding that, but anyway. Christwood here, feeling nothing in my head. nothing in my face but William Billy Walters broadcasting over me and through. And how when the reason I say that is because whatever I was shot with back in 2019, and the reason I'm being preventive proof is because I believe it was what is called remote neural monitoring. And I've been through such serious electric shocking too while that was moving through my fucking head after I was shot. To the point where blood vessels and everything were spider veining across my head and being burned out of me. Doctors trying to tell me that hypoxia is not real, that it's a computer game. Having my poor dog, two of my dogs, and this being the father of the two, being killed as well through one of the pieces of shit involved. Me physically being fucking changed and having this go happen to me afterwards. Me with my long hair that I actually had to shave because of me going through so much deforming, especially of my occipital lobe, and having to prove it still to only be called a fucking liar. I have lost serious. A lot of my skull has been burned out of my fucking head. Well, I've been going through this shit. Physically me, mentally no more. This is where I was living, where I was shot too. Pretty well gone now. This son of a bitch. Spencer Mills is psychiatric patient, remote neural monitoring, low income housing authority, 10 at 34. So, yes, I realize I am talking about tech and I am talking about all of this other stuff as well. And how a lot of people think that that is craziness. Well, I don't care what anybody thinks about being craziness because I can 100% prove that it was criminally put into me. And it is military and police tech that's been in use since the 60s. Prisoner tracking being put into sex slave victims, to human trafficking victims for tracking, for illegal surveillance, using illegal spyware on people's computers and phones, i.e. i.e. Pegasus, which is being used on my phone right now. This is more my true image before all the changes done to me without my glasses. And once again, no, none of these pictures are all that old either. Having my dog was tortured too, and his head was caved in. A cop's sister or stepdaughter or whatever in 2018. Roughly, no, it was later than that. Anyway, she was freaking out, came to my place, broke in, grabbed a knife, chased me out of my fucking house with 100% proof. I had to go to a family member's house. She then was high on something hallucinating and proceeded to throw something into my dog's eyes, burning them. And I, to this day, do not know what it is. I am assuming it was crystal meth or some other fucking thing, but it burnt my dog's eyes as well. And they were never the same after. And there was nothing that could be done about it. Here's a picture of me and my mother, and I absolutely look nothing like that. And she was killed in 2020. The only difference now is I got a tree with my name. So, yeah. And I go through this on a daily basis, and I have been for the past 6 fucking years. And I'm pretty sure that's what I was shot with. And the funny thing is all you need is a computer, cell phone, and Wi-Fi for it. This being done to my skull, where it looks like I have hand or fingers coming up through my head, with an obvious serious dent in my skull that's not like that now. Christwood here. I am in the process of identity theft, identity change, compliments of William Billy Waldridge. I am being changed to look like him. He is being hidden. He is being protected. He can verify this. He can prove this. He can implicate OPP involved 402 days of crime on me, injuring, torturing me, brain damaging me, being lived through, having illegal OPP surveillance put into me, no criminal record or history, no brain problems prior to or after or prior to August 2019. But when this started, I now have electroshock and lobotomizing me. Like I said, I am in a process of identity theft, identity change, lies, cover-ups, medical record falsifications, medical discrimination, compliments of OPP, and mental health worker involved in this. Dangerous, guilty, sex offenders, human sex trade, slavery, trafficking, the poor, homeless, lies, cover-ups, 402 days of being injured, brain damage, compliments of Spencer Mills, compliments of mental health worker through William Billy Waldridge, who is the husband and who is the crime boss. And now it's been 6 years going through that. And I have obviously shown a lot of proof to prove that it's happened to me. And the one known as William Billy Waldridge that I said in my videos is this guy. He was stalking children for the ex-OPP chief or commander, the one that had me shot in Napanee for sex slavery trafficking pretty well every day at Tim Hortons in Napanee. And I got his picture and he went into hiding. But while he was doing that, he was also stalking me constantly too, and my mother, while calling my mother mom, believing that he and I were switched at birth and that he is also my dad as well. The guy is seriously messed up. He also used to live in Picton previous to Napanee as well. This is no hallucination. This is no tweak. This is 100% true, 100% real, and has very well been done to me. This guy here is another one involved. His name is Bert Hustler. He actually used to date my wife after we separated. So he is a crackhead, a meth head, a morphine head. He's a schizophrenic and a permanent psychosis when the guy actually thinks and believes that he played hockey in the NHL for the Philadelphia Flyers and Hartford Whalers. He thinks that I am his girlfriend, Maggie. Here's that little play out of the so-called kidnapping by one Tyler Lake, and the guy saying that he was an OPP cop while being tortured. I took a record of it to show it. So this has absolutely nothing to do with drugs in any kind. And to say that you're, especially that you're an OPP cop too, while playing this out, which is also a pretty serious thing. There you go. Right now, as I am doing this, the whole back part of my head is completely fucking burning big time. And I have something going through the back part of my head, my midbrain, all right in here, where you can clearly see where my skull has been split. Obviously, the gap's right here in my head. This whole side of my head is now starting to square out conveniently. This is a picture of me. This is a picture of my dad, the one that's buried in Deserano, Ontario. And like I said, if need be, I will have somebody exhume him because of everything that's been done to me over the course of 6 years. When people disappear, regardless of who it is, families are murdered or missing, it's police involved, at least in this area. And very serious criminal doctors. It's organized trafficking, framing, tortures, slavery, false arrest, charging, murders, medical blacklisting, cover-ups, lies about drugs, lies about suicidal, using those fucking narratives to try to cover up crimes against their victims. So that's exactly what has taken place. $22,000 extortion to have anybody arrested. So the next time anybody wants to come on and automatically assume that this is some kind of mental disorder or has to do with drugs in any way, shape, or form, at least take the time to look at my other fucking videos before you start making those kind of comments, especially ones how you think it's funny that suffering and torture is hilarious. That's pretty sadistic. I have had possible heart attacks. I've had strokes. I've been blinded in my right eye as well. Getting kicked out of the hospital for going for lung problems and then having security guard kick me out of the hospital for no reason. Come to find out, it was done through the ex-CEO of the hospital. And to this day, I'm still having problems from it. And yes, I realize I only have one tooth, so that has absolutely nothing to do with drugs. It has to do with me actually having fucking good, healthy teeth, me going to the dentist, and me getting a lot of shit done to me, and then rotting of my teeth started to happen. So it has absolutely nothing to do with drugs. Whatever I have in my head, I can't even use this to shave my own head, because as soon as I do, I will hit certain spots on the back part of my head, and this will stick to it so I cannot move it on my fucking skull. How interesting is that? That I have something fucking magnetized also in the back of my head with, and also what feels like tubes now. I realize this probably is not going to be seen, and once again, because a lot of my stuff is being blocked out and shadow banned, but also I can also prove that I have hair samples of certain people that's involved with this as well, just to prove things, in case anyone wants to think that it's a delusion or anything else. I hear no voices. I have no imaginary friends. I do not think I am somebody I'm not. So, no multiple personalities. I'm one person. No mental illness in any way, shape, or form. And I am not gonna let that fucking excuse in an attempt to be used to try to get away with provable criminal stuff I can prove. I am also the end of my bloodline as well. I have half brothers, but I am also the end of my bloodline. So I hope you're happy with what you've done to me, what you're doing to me, and what you're about to do to me, and get away with it.